Hello there. Welcome to Thursday. It's me, North Star Dungeon Master. It's been a while.
Who are you?
Who are you?
Yeah,
It's
who
been
are
a
you?
while since I've done this.
And what have you done with Chad?
My name is Chad, also known as North Shore DM, also known as, I have no idea what I'm saying ever.
Real CMG.
Real CMG.
Sometimes you're Tenok Knucklebones.
Sometimes I'm Tenok Knucklebones, yeah. Sometimes I'm Growlax Beeswax.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna bring that character back. He's my favorite. I dream about that guy. Anyway, I am excited to be back here on Thursday with you and Kyle if you're here, and Kirk too, I guess. Werewolf Kirk.
Horse Cow 12 is here.
You know, Horse Cow 12
and Dynaterra.
Horse Cow
12.
Shout out to you all. I'm excited to be back playing Dungeons and Dragons with my friends in the campaign setting of Svilland, which I love. It's so great. It's dark. It's real dark, and we're exploring just a little bit about how dark it is. It can only get darker.
Wait,
from
what?
here on out, it's Dark City.
Oh, I love that film. It's one of my favorites.
With Vikings.
I think they're working on that actually.
That's unfortunate, but that
There's
is a highly underrated movie
market.
that you should watch after our stream, perhaps, or this weekend. Anyway, let's say hello to my friends before the pitchforks and torches come out. Hello, my friends.
Hi.
Hello.
Hey.
How are you this evening?
Happy to be back in Svilland, where it's always cheerful and sunny, and the people of this town love us.
Where people like
is that this game?
Everyone stays dead. Those normal sorts of things.
Warm, welcoming community.
Please,
nice
if
people.
you would, I know it's been some time. We had a little break, but please remind our viewers who you are and who you are playing, and perhaps what you look forward to most as a character. That's right. I threw you a curveball.
Andy, why don't you start?
Okay, I'll go first. I typically go first, don't I? Hey, everybody. My name is Andy. I'm playing Stig Egilson, a 4th level Runewalker wizard. Runewalker is a unique wizard subclass to our Svilland setting.
Technically, it's a wizard class.
Class.
It's a separate class, yeah.
It's okay.
It's very much like wizard, but it is different.
Right.
Oh, I suppose, yeah. Anyways, what does my character look forward to?
Yeah,
breakfast,
adventure.
Oh, I'm writing these down so that way I know what to take from you.
Stig likes to go oot in a boot, like they would say in Canada. I don't know.
They do.
He likes to get out of town every now and then.
That's really what they say in Canada?
Yeah.
A boot?
My cousins do. Boot in a boot.
That's so cute.
Boot in a boot.
Sometimes I say it.
All right.
I live in Duluth.
Sure, more Minnesotans say it than Canadians, but who knows?
Right. Anyway.
Hey, so I'm Ashley, and I play Astrid Boulder's-daughter. I'm also Minnesota Muse, and I'm a 4th level Gothi of Baldur. So I'm a cleric to a weird god. And what am I looking forward to? Sweet vengeance.
Oh, nice. I'm going to spell that wrong, though, and it'll say sweat vengeance.
Fair.
I actually spelled it right.
Good job.
Hey everybody, my name's Dave. I am playing Vidar Gormson, who is a 4th level Scotty Ranger, which is a unique Ranger subclass that was developed here for the Svilland campaign setting. They're essentially trained to live and work and adventure in the cold, cold north, which is super handy here. And yeah, Vidar is all of this stuff happened early in the morning, so he actually is probably at this point looking forward to breakfast, but also putting on the rest of his clothes because we were awoken in the middle of, well, early in the morning, as it were, and he essentially grabbed his sax, his dagger sword, short sword, and ran out of the lodge. So he's basically running around. The way I kind of envision it is like his long john bottoms. You know, the kind of like the little flap on the back.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, getting dressed.
And I want to say, as a little bit of a props, I appreciate that detail of, you know what, shit's going crazy. I'm not going to grab my armor. I ain't got time for that shit.
I ain't got time to bleed.
I appreciate that. Vidar, what are you looking forward to?
Putting on some pants and having breakfast.
Breakfast and pants.
Mm-hmm. Just the simple things, you know. Vidar really keys in on, you know, the simple things in life. Michael, hi.
Oh, hi. I'm Michael. I'm playing Gundr, the 4th level Aleph Tor. And Gundr is looking forward to, you know, drinking enough to forget the awful thing he just did, which was murdering a child. He's not happy about that.
How old was she now? Was she 14?
Oh, God.
Oh,
really?
boy.
Is that what just happened?
Yeah.
Yep.
Gundr, you are a maniac.
Yeah.
To be fair, you wanted to kill her before we brought her to town.
To be fair.
To be fair.
To be fair.
Hey,
it's gonna be a night,
TTRPG
folks.
Academy. Pete Lutenberger, good to see you, my friends. Welcome.
Frickin' Lutenbergers out there.
The man, the myth,
Me
the
mom.
legend.
I tell you, all of the things that you hear about
Pete.
D&D parties, like, oh, my D&D party does this or did that. Like, it's weird. You guys have done a lot of that stuff. Like, and not necessarily intentionally. Like, I've unintentionally forced you into stuff like, you know, killing villagers.
And robbing graves.
I mean, to be fair, they were possessed by evil gods. So I mean,
that's true. That's true.
We are the good guys. I would like to remind everybody in the party that we are the good guys.
Yeah.
At least right now we are.
I like it. Oh man. I love it. I wrote all of those things down. And I look forward to figuring out how to take many of them from you.
Not Vidar's pants.
Yeah, let me have my pants, for God's sakes.
Yes, I got to figure out how to spill all the booze and burn all the pants. Those are going to be the two hardest ones.
You son of a bitch.
Sweat vengeance is easy. I got that. Adventure. You can't adventure if you're dead, Stig, right?
Yes,
Am I right?
Stig got prestidigitation that can clean up any spills. And
does anybody have
extinguished fire?
Conjure
parents show up and like ground him.
Right.
Stig, do you have conjure trousers?
Yeah.
I need you to cast conjure trousers, please.
Conjure trousers.
Yes.
Amazing. All right. Well, hey, let's get to some announcements, shout outs, the things that we do before we get into the other stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Pants.
Sorry. Pants. Sorry. Perhaps pants being
false pants.
False pants
being
top adjacent, aka shirt adjacent. Perhaps Andy, you would like to expound on dope ass shirts.
Yeah, speaking of pants, we don't have any of those, but what we do have are shirts. We got sweatshirts.
That's true.
Tank tops, t-shirts, all the colors under the bright blue sky. We have coffee mugs if you're into drinking things. Wall art.
Never.
If you're into hanging things on your wall, which I don't do.
No, you're not into that at all.
Clearly. What else do we have? Totes. If you like carrying around books and shopping for things.
I carry goats in my totes.
Or you carry goats.
We do not have goats
head.
in this store, though. Let's just be clear. We don't want to mislead people. There's no goats.
No, we don't have a
right?
license for
We don't
that
have goats yet.
Not yet.
Yeah, we're working on it.
Yeah.
Yet.
I got
Heard it here first, folks.
We're gonna commit federal crimes.
No.
Well, the link is on our Twitch page. We could post it, but all of our commands failed, so I don't think we can post links anymore.
Oh yeah, we got commands.
Oh,
We
okay.
got yeah. It's
How
a
dare
known
you?
issue.
How dare you?
Yeah. I feel like we need to design sweatpants to go with the Vidar top that just says Vidar down a leg. So we have Vidar's pants and Vidar's shirt.
But they have to
Hey, there
be
it is.
long john pants that open in the back.
Yes.
But across the butt, it has to say Scotty.
Yes. Yep.
That hurts my brain. I'd
I like
still
a
buy
lot
it.
of levels.
I'd still
I'm
buy
doing
it,
that.
but it hurts.
That's
going to
be my Halloween costume.
That's amazing. I would like to tell you, dear viewer, about a fantastic opportunity that you have to play Dungeons and Dragons with some strangers, or perhaps another game
Wow.
of your choice. GameholeCon, the largest RPG and tabletop gaming convention in the Midwest, housed physically right there over in Madison, Wisconsin. A very awesome town, really good tacos. There's a really good dumpling place. If you have questions about
Tacos
food
and
there, let me
dumpling.
know. Or just Google it, because that's what I did when I was there, and it was great. But also a virtual experiences to be had right here on the internet.
Whoa.
So perhaps you're a little short on money. You still want to play games. You can't go, but you can play virtually. It's like $5 or $20 maybe. I don't remember. Actually, I was just looking at it earlier, but I don't remember.
$20.
or-
It is 20.
Or there's
Mhm.
or there's the whole deal of COVID that's been plaguing us, for a year and a half, which is completely understandable. If you're like, hey, I'm not down with that, so you can do it. You can do it virtually in your own house.
What's up, man?
Which is exactly what I'm doing. I am running personally myself 2 games, which are sold out. One is called Bearcats with an exclamation point to the rescue, which is a sort of homage to that classic coming of age movie Red Dawn, not the remake. I say that because I haven't actually seen the remake, so I don't know. if it's
Patrick
good or
Swayze
bad.
version, damn it.
Yeah, the Patrick
Yeah.
Swayze version.
Come on.
Exactly.
Charlie
But
Sheen.
in this case, it's in space. And instead of North Koreans, it's aliens. It's an homage. It's super fun. We're going to be streaming that right here as long as everything works out on our Twitch channel. I'm also running a game called Assault on Europa. Oh boy, I think it's 3 or 2 numbers of planets and moons, which is an homage to that also other great coming of age story from the 1980s called Alien. That's right. Because you know what I mean. It's going to be super fun. I'm really excited for that one as well. Both games are going to be streamed. Both games mechanically the brainchild of Runehammer Games. You should check them out on the internet. They're great. I'm excited. There's lots of other games that you can play, run, do whatever you like, physically and virtually at GameholeCon. October 21st through the 23rd. I should tell you the dates. There's probably a link in the doobly-doo somewhere, I'm sure, as Matt Koval would say. That's all I have. Wow, that took longer than I wanted it to.
You got it all out, though.
I did get it all out. I've only got 2 more weeks to get it all out, and then I have to find something new to get out.
Yeah. What are you going to do after?
We're gonna start inventing things for me to say. That's a bad idea. Just
Honestly, I think you've got it, man. I don't think we need to invent a thing. We just push the on button and then we walk away. Push the on button and walk away.
I'm going to start once Gamehole Con is over. I'm going to start pimping Gamehole Con 2022.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
There's always that.
Hey, I got an announcement.
Fucking A, Dave. Fucking A.
Yeah, guys, you probably all know that I'm talking about this game, Thursday night, Midwinter Keening, is sponsored by Dream Realm Storytellers, the very people, you got it, the very same people who created Svilland, the game setting that we're playing in. What do you think about that? It's pretty rad. Tonight, my friends, I am pleased to announce that we will be giving away a digital copy of the revised campaign core setting to one lucky winner at the end of tonight's stream. All you need to do to enter into said drawing is to enter the keyword !drawing.
Oh.
And Michael's going to show you how it's done.
Dave.
That's all you have to do. Yes, Chad.
Dave.
Yes, sir.
What kind of awesome things can potential winners find in such a tome?
Okay, well, I've been blown away at the amount of content that they packed into this thing, but it has a variety of custom classes that we talked about, including the Runewalker. There is a shield maid and shield. What's the other version of that? There's a shield
person,
a shieldsman,
a shields woman, a shields personer.
Yep.
They have a ton of information on the gods of this world, so the pantheon is extremely well developed. There's a bunch of new character options, like I said, the Runewalker. There's a Cider, which is, I guess, sort of a version of the Druid, perhaps, that you would see in, say, one of the other campaign settings for D&D. A bunch of different archetypes for barbarians, bards, fighters. The Gothi domains, which is analogous to a cleric, sorcerers, rangers, as I mentioned, a bunch of actually my favorite part of this whole thing are the monsters because they're ridiculous.
They're so rad.
And the artwork is fantastic.
Super scary.
So I'll try to drop some artwork in when we fight monsters, as we go along through the campaign, just so people can see the amazing artwork. It's just fantastic. So there's all that kind of stuff, and there's a ton of lore. Like the history of the world runs pretty deep. And then they've got a bunch of other books that they've published that go with this. So we do have, we have a link here. What is it? DRS, !DRS. And when I do that, what happens? It should give you a link to their drive-through RPG library. You can go check out all the stuff. They just published a novel, the Bear King novel. I haven't read it yet, but it's next on my list. They have a soundtrack. For crying out loud.
The soundtrack is so
awesome.
good.
It's really good.
It is really good.
Yeah. So anyways, a lot of good stuff coming out of Dream Realm Storytellers. We really appreciate their sponsorship. And like I said, if you want to win the campaign core setting tonight, all you have to do is type !drawing into the chat and you'll be registered to win. We'll take a drawing at the end of the stream and I hope you win. Good luck, everybody. Back to you, Chad.
Fantastic. Well, it's been a couple of weeks. We took a 2-week break, and before that, there was a week break because I had some shit going on, as you do sometimes. So please allow me to absolutely butcher
the
recap that has been meticulously prepared for me. As I'm sure everyone here is used to. I highly appreciate everything that is prepared for me.
Prepared remarks.
And everyone, I love that also that she knows that it's gonna go to shit. That's just
this is why it's in bullet points now.
Yeah, bullet points. Bullet points are what's up, and I love it, and I love you for it, Ashley. So thank you very much.
Chad, when you say butcher, when you use the term butcher, I'm just curious, would you be speaking kind of analogous to the way that, say, one of the possible heroes butchered do you know where I'm going with this?
Teenage girl?
I do. Yep.
You know what? Let's let that one rest for a minute. Why don't we jump into it? Let's do this.
So Hey everyone, it's been a couple of weeks. So as I said, let's do a little catch up. Let's do a little catch up further back. We're here in Molgor. It's the last town in the north, so called because in this area of the world, it's not actually the northernmost town, but it is the last town in this area that a person goes to before they get into a whole lot of stuff that is not unexplored per se, but unwelcome to you. And things have been unwell. You guys are freaking me out.
We're just getting limber.
You're the only one on camera, man.
I know, right?
You're the only one that can see us.
The dead have been restless, as they say. Draugr have been rising. Heroes, in this case, the party has been rising to meet them, to put them down. Even though some of those Draugr would seek to drag them back to the bog from whence they came. The party had found that perhaps there was this strange person that they had seen across the way at one point that was behind some stuff. Maybe at that point, at least it was uncertain. They came back to town. They consulted with many of their contacts. A mage who happens to be, or rather a rune walker, who happens to be Stig's mentor, the town Jarl. There was probably somebody who talked to some other people at some point. And perhaps there was this character in the past whose name was Mavnos, who was found to have been doing some very bad stuff, aka sacrificing people to Hel, the goddess of Hell, not to the physical place that is Hell. But there was such the relationship between individuals that they couldn't kill him outright. So they made him a nithing. They made him an outlaw. They cast him out of the town. They made it, in fact, legal for anyone who would find such a person to execute him with zero social or judicial repercussions, as is that kind of social status. The party, of course, discovered that at one point that one of the town's people had been absconded during the night. Or perhaps had run off. Either way, it was strange. So they pursued, as a good party would do. Of course, they found that it was some bad guys that had perhaps absconded or had joined with this person. Although it felt like they had absconded with this person, this young girl, as it was. Her name is Tyra. She has a rich and full backstory that I completely filled out so that Michael would feel bad when he murdered. I'm just kidding. That didn't happen. I
so
doesn't
glad
have a
that
rich
you did
full
that.
backstory. I'm gonna be honest. I can't lie.
They're writing it in the chat right now.
Yeah, I can't. Thank you. Yes, please type up a rich and full backstory for her in the chat.
She's 14.
While I tell everyone about her demise. You tracked these kidnappers down. Indeed, even at one point you were beset by beasts that have been possessed or influenced by Hel, a unique to Svilland sort of monster type called Hell Beasts, which is a template that you can add to any beast to make them really bad, really uncool. They suck your very spirit out of your body so that you can't have a great death in Valhalla or in whatever hallowed halls of the gods that you desire to go to. There was difficulties crossing frozen rivers. Snow impeded the heroes, but they persevered and discovered that there was an ancient standing stone, a circle of power at the top of a waterfall. Very picturesque, as all good fights should be, and very picturesque things. Thank you, Michael Bay, for giving me those ideas. And they discovered that indeed this girl was there on a sort of sacrificial stone. A number of ne'er-do-wells were about, to include some kind of priest, perhaps a Gothi of some kind, doing a ritual which involved this girl at the center on the sacrificial stone. They, of course, did battle, as all good heroes would do, to be shocked when spirits were in fact ripped from the corpses of those they had slain, and icy spirits of badness, that could damage you as they flew through you because they're so cold and icy. But of course, as heroes do, they persevered, destroyed their enemies, saved. I feel like the girl actually did the girl was knocked unconscious because weird stuff was happening with her. A timely spell was cast to save the Gothi that was performing the ritual on her. Some of the party discovered that there was a nearby underground area that had some perhaps connection to the Kuning, the race of people who lived in what is now called Svilland, before those who are the Svillanders came as they did over the sea in generations past, in eons past, perhaps. And there was a parting of ways. There was some discoveries made, perhaps some graves robbed. We'll leave that up to the history books. Some interesting things were found and seen. A man was interrogated and then killed because he was deemed a malefactor. And, as you do. Some knowledge about perhaps someone else's backstory, a blue sword, a travels to the north, perhaps, was discovered, was learned. A decision was made to take the girl back to town to figure out what the heck is going on, which they did. Some rest was had, but not before the forces of hell attacked, which is the last 2 sessions. Was a crazy battle. Draugr were assaulting fiends of hell with 1 H, not 2. Were assaulting very large, blubbery, fat dudes with meat hooks, which were really uncool and gross.
And their guts were hanging out.
Their guts were hanging out.
Yeah, what the hell?
A really tall dude with I think he had a whip, if I remember.
Yes, he did. With skulls on it.
There was a sort of spiritual fire eruption at the temple where the girl was left. Of course, it was found that perhaps, as you knew partially before, that she was possessed after a fashion by the goddess of hell, the goddess Hel, rather, and was unhappy with where she was, and was attempting upon discovery to force choke the priest Torgir.
Darth Vader style.
Yeah, Darth Vader style. She found his faith disturbing. Yeah. Yes, thank you. I appreciate that laugh, Ashley. Of course, she summoned a strange flaming sword from somewhere, wherever flaming swords come from.
Oh yeah, I have that now.
Yes, you do.
Yeah. Someone has acquired that item. Vidar, it turned out he can use 2-weapon fighting because, as previously stated, he's a ranger, and unlike what people on the internet will tell you, rangers are dope as hell.
Mm-hmm.
In that case, it was with 2 H's. Gundr, of course, called down lightning from the sky, as is appropriate due to him being an Allah of Thor, aka a paladin of Thor. The mortal embodiment of Thor's vengeance, right? He in fact did smite a fully possessed Tyra. Astrid looted some interesting items during the fight. While the fight was happening, which is one of my favorite parts about Astrid, she's like, whatever, there's fight people, everyone's ignoring me, I'm gonna take their shit. There was a gold necklace with real ears on it that she acquired from one of the large blubbery hell brutes.
Shit. Fantasy Animal Vegan just cheered 2,000 bits.
Nice.
Thanks.
Thank
All
you.
for you.
Thanks, my dude.
All for Chad.
All for me. Holy! How many advantages is that?
20.
Gee,
we need to up the price because Fantasy Animal Vegan is really doubling down here.
Holy cow! Wow, thank you so
we're
much.
Gonna have to sneak on there and be like, no, I am Wisconsin Muse, and I would like to give myself advantage. I mean, give Astrid advantage.
Remember,
Wisconsin Muse has the mustache.
right. Oh, fantastic.
No one can see me do the mustache thing.
Yeah.
We can all hear it. We can all hear it.
People thought it was hilarious.
It's about time we had a TPK. It really is.
Yeah, right.
Chad,
after
it's been
Tyra
20
fell,
episodes.
Vidar and Stig went to assist townsfolk fight off what monsters were left. Astrid and Gundr lent their healing skills to save folks who had meant the wrong end of a mouth or a meat hook.
Told you,
or
right?
a sword. I mean,
We're
that's
good
what
guys.
zombies do, right? They eat people.
Oh shit!
So yeah, and so I think it's been chaos, right? There are a number of buildings that are burning or are probably were burning. I feel like there was a discussion as to what happened with some of that anyway. There are a number of Draugr who have been slain by the party, by various townsfolk, by various named individuals of the town. I believe that indeed, I think Vidar had seen Angst out there laying the smack down, as the Great One says. People have been saved due to the healing abilities of Astrid and Gundr calling upon their gods and using said powers, in this case, for the literal greater good of the community wherein which you live. So it is. Did something happen to the VTT?
No, but there's some
giant
nuttiness happening in the chat. TTRPG
We're
Academy.
super squirrely.
Thank you for all of the bits and the emote blast. And Fantasy Animal Vegan, you gifted a sub to a bot, so we will find somebody to gift to re-gift that to.
Wow.
I don't know how that
was
happened,
it our
but
bot?
Thank you. Yeah, it is. It's
That's
our
hilarious.
it's our Stream Elements bot.
They do good work.
Anyway, that's true.
Gotta love the
anyway,
bots. Big shout out to the bots.
Not people too.
So my friends, dawn has risen
Oh my!
on the town of Molgor. People are injured. Buildings are smoldering. The dead have been crushed again. in this case. Mass hysteria, chaos in the streets. Dogs and cats are living together. This is some real Old Testament. It's not. Yeah, let's figure out what is happening to you and about you. So what would you where do we go from here? Hello.
Vidar will search out Gundr after the chaos as the sun rises. Vidar has been fighting off what remains of the assault, and eventually, still only dressed in his long john pants, maybe a set of unlaced boots. He walks up to Gundr and he turns the knife around that he pulled from you and hands it back to you, saying, "Thank you, Gundr. What the fuck just happened?"
There is no reality in which Gundr is not at this point covered in blood. Some his, lots other people's, some of it undead's. He just kind of, and he definitely, I imagine, after a busy morning of everything else and using all of the holy power to heal things, just kind of looks a little shell-shocked, even for him. Just kind of looks at Vidar, looks at the knife, looks back up. You keep it. You do better work with it. And Gundr just kind of stands up and starts shambling towards the gates of town.
The gates of town that you and Astrid defended. Okay. I only asked because there is technically another gate in town that we've never really talked about. But
that gate is useless.
Yeah, nobody uses it. So that's why it's the other one.
Which gate were you guys defending? Can you ping it on the VTT?
The north one.
Yeah, the north kind of central gate.
Okay.
They're kind of in the middle of the map there. Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah, because there's also a gate over here that nobody wants to go to.
Yeah, we've never talked about that one.
Shitty gate.
It's the worst gate.
Yeah, I think like you, Gundr, as indeed as everyone kind of goes about what is happening now and what happens next. Like you, a lot of folk are like, shell shocked, dazed. People have a number of these folk have been in some kind of battle or skirmish. The history of the region is rife with such things between the Green Lights of the East and Allsvarter, the nation to the west. But in this case, nobody has ever attacked the town, and indeed, no one has ever attacked the town with the dead. So there's a lot of like just exhausted people kind of meandering about, like, what the fuck happened? Where did all these dead people come from?
They knew. We've been warning them for weeks.
Vidar will ultimately make his way to the Storytellers Inn and set himself down at a table, put both daggers on the table, and order food.
Stig is just kind of trundling along behind him.
Behind Vidar?
Gundr is ultimately actually, he is shambling to go check on his sister's farmstead. My assumption as a player is that his sister's family has been inside the town like everyone else.
Remind me again. Your sister's farmstead is.
It's near the city walls.
Okay.
It's one of the ones near and around the city walls.
Perhaps it's this one.
Yeah, why not?
Ooh,
Specific.
it's a nice place.
Yeah.
Wow.
It is. It's a big house.
Yeah.
You're on the west side.
But
nice fields, good fences.
The quick short version is in his kind of shell shock state, his brain is just going, check on the sister's farm, feed the animals, and then go to his farmstead. Do chores, quite literally go chorin', and then fall over dead to the world.
Not to be confused with
Gundr. Give me let's call it like a Constitution saving throw.
That seems good.
Yeah, you said
it's got to be good, right?
You
9.
Oh, okay.
Total of 9.
Yeah. You go check on your sister's place, and the door has been broken open, and it looks like a small ruckus has been made, and maybe a few fences need mending, as the forces wherein which you fought had kind of moved through this area looking for people to kill and eat or do whatever it is that they fucking do. And you do the things that you need to do there, and you make it to your place is a little further out.
It would be. We didn't figure out the spatial organization. It was his parents' farmstead, and they were one of the farmsteads also outside of town.
Okay.
That went fallow for like a decade, and he's kind of kept up as best he could.
It's probably a little further out, not like super far, but it's excuse me. Wow, not on the map at any rate. I don't know if anyone heard that burp, but if you didn't, we were going to
politely ignore it until you made a thing.
We all heard it.
All right, cool. It's a little further out, and it's really undamaged. Yeah, man, you're exhausted, and you do the chores that you need to do and take a nap.
Yeah, I imagine he doesn't get through as much as he wants before it's like, I'm going to fall over. So it's like, toss 3 more logs on the fire, fall over on bench/bed, and then, his very, large, like Norwegian forest cat, who's kind of a barn cat, just ends up perched on him as he falls asleep.
Mm-hmm. The greatest of blankets. Yeah. I think anyway. If my small normal cat is any hint. You fall asleep. The literal mechanical sleep of the exhausted. But it's not so bad now. You've done the things that you need to do. You saved the people. You did the things. Vidar and Stig, you have gone to the Storytellers Inn. We'll get to that in a second. Astrid, hello.
I am going to see if Stig can identify my necklace that I found.
Unrelenting.
Yeah. Give me the stuff.
That's what we came here for.
I need to say
it's what the people want.
Secrets.
I love it so much. This is what I love about D&D. It makes thieves of us all. Anyway.
Hey, that was an undead monster I took this round.
No. Yeah, I'm not judging. I just poke. Because
meow mine now.
I would do it too. Yeah, exactly. Astrid, you find them in the Storytellers Inn. There is a very exhausted Absalon. Kind of bringing them the warmest thing there is bread. It's like a cold leftover stew at this point, because of all the shenanigans, obviously. Bread warmed, and pints of ale and mead, or whatever, of course, floats your boat all around. And I think Absalon, as maybe as you come in, Absalon like almost like has a what do they fucking call that? Like like when you like see somebody you're like really hoping that you would see, even though you were fearing that you wouldn't see them, and you're like, oh. And then a part of you just can't, like, your brain doesn't like catch up right away, so you like stop, and then you're like, oh, okay, awesome. You're still alive. I don't know if you guys have ever had that happen, but it's a real thing.
Astrid, we thought you had died.
Yeah, right. I feared the worst, but I hoped for the best, sort of thing. And he kind of sees you and like doesn't, immediately acknowledge it, and then is like, oh, and then kind of like almost like staggers a bit, and is like, oh, thank the gods. Well, it's good that you're all here. Please sit, eat, drink. And he's kind of been in a bit of a state of late, obviously since oh boy,
we only gave him that Dear John letter the day before.
Right. Since then, yeah, it's literally been a day. He's still in the Band-Aid off phase. Yeah, he's a little messed up.
It's like your girlfriend left you, and he wakes up to monster storm.
Yeah.
High as gone.
On the other hand, that's the way I would want it.
It'll take your mind
that's the way I would
just rip that Band-Aid off.
Yeah,
with
right,
the undead.
right, exactly.
There are bigger things to worry about, sir.
It's actually quite a blessing, to be honest.
I haven't had to worry about it. It's just been staying alive. Yeah, right. Yeah, he definitely has that look that, almost kind of a similar look to like Gundr had, as anyone who saw him kind of stagger off, the 1,000-yard stare, although in this case for a slightly different reason, but nonetheless, a pulse accelerating reason. Please,
I'm going
have
to
amongst yourselves.
I'm gonna basically go into the kitchen and like grab my own food, and then come back out with like a platter of stuff, and then like sit down at the table beside Stig and Vidar, and just like leave my bounty on the table, like of like breads and meats and cheeses and such, and grab like a pint of ale and just like sit down, like not even like, like I know I usually work here, but right now I've just been killing a bunch of monsters. I'm exhausted.
I've been so essentially, if I may paraphrase, because sometimes this is what I like to do. Vidar and Stig, Astrid leaves and then comes back and sits down and says, I know I work here, but I've been killing a bunch of monsters. Please enjoy my smorgasbord.
Stig is face down on the table. I can't look at the bacon right now. It's
cooked, dude. It's cooked.
Did you see that thing on the river?
No, what thing on the river?
Oh, God.
I was at the front gate.
It just had a lot of faces.
Oh,
yes. Very strange. I'm going to be seeing that one for a while.
I got hooked right here by a giant hook.
There's like a huge well, it's kind of like a puckered, like healed wound. I feel like a bit probably because I feel like maybe there's been some healing magic. Maybe there's not, but yeah, there's definitely like a.
We haven't been healed yet.
You're the clerics. I don't know. Yeah, she has just a nasty like puncture wound in her side. Very large.
Does Stig look worse than I do?
Stig got fucked up.
All right, I'm just gonna lean over and cast probably cure wounds. Yeah, I'm just as he's sitting there, just not even saying anything, just cast cure wounds on him, and then go back to like eating a big hunk of bread. Okay. Where is that? Cure wounds. 1d8 plus spellcasting modifier. There we go.
Chad, I rolled a couple of hit dice as
Ooh,
well.
yeah. Take 8 plus.
Some powerful healing.
4.
Whoa.
Damn,
Okay.
Astrid. Damn.
Stig wakes up with a scream.
Alter is good.
As all of your wounds close instantaneously.
Oh.
And Astrid's just like ripping some bread off and chewing.
Okay.
She's like right here.
Just came out of a pain coma. So that was unexpected. What happened with that girl? Do you think they're gonna blame us for that?
How can they blame us for that?
I mean, that's what I was thinking. I mean, we're trying to save the girl, and all of a sudden she turns into Hellspawn, and all shit is hitting a fan that doesn't exist right now. You know what I'm trying to say.
When this shit is thrown at the windmill, yes.
Yes.
It's a common saying here.
It's a common expression in the North. Anyways. I should check on... I should go home. I should check on Saemund. After I eat, maybe. After I eat.
What about your family?
Oh, yeah. Oh. I'm sure they're fine. They're not the fighting type. I think they probably hid. Yeah, I should check on them, right? I should probably check on them. Okay. My brother was probably there. Okay.
Do I see Heldora around here?
Yeah. She's around helping Absalon. Looks similarly kind of, shaken. I feel like
I just wanted to make sure my family was all accounted for after giving Stig problems.
Yeah, I feel like, Absalon, he's an older person. I'm not saying like he's old, but he is of an age that is older than y'all's. And so he's probably seen at least
20s.
Some violence. Haldora, maybe
40s at least.
less so.
Oh no, he's not that old.
Yes, he is.
40?
Yeah, well, his daughter is...
Do people live that long here?
17.
The best thing about the medieval era was if you've lived past 5, nothing could kill you. You usually died of old age.
That's true, especially when there's magic.
Wow.
Although with magic comes the undead and other
I was thinking
monsters.
old was like 25, 30.
Right.
No, I mean he was keeping a baby cleric around just in case.
That's true.
So
That's what we call insurance.
Yeah,
right?
he's,
if you're sick, you got one spell.
He's in his, I think he's probably like a little bit older than some of us in IRL. He's in his he's in his mid 40s maybe.
He's at least 30.
He's like 36. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
That's
God,
how
that's old. Doesn't that seem
how
old?
we are. We're not quite 36 yet. Yeah.
Anyhow, let's not get into details.
But yeah. Haldor is there. She's okay-ish. Physically, she's fine. Visually, she may have watched some very bad things happen to other people, as you do.
Who hasn't?
Yeah, exactly. Right. Yeah.
Is there anything that we must do with the body of that witch? Will she come back, Stig?
I don't know. I don't think so.
Astrid.
I mean, she was dead, right?
She was real dead. I did a medicine check on her, and there was no possible way that I could have brought her back.
Don't we need to like burn the body or bury parts of it in different locations, or I don't know, sink it in the river or something?
Witch. She
burn
was
it.
possessed.
Oh, there's a difference.
And I don't know how that. I mean, do I know how that works?
Yes, of course
Should
you
I do a religion check?
Why do you ask us that? Of course.
Yeah, let's do a religion check.
Ooh,
Wow.
VTT is super nice to me today.
Oh shit!
It's because I'm not fighting anything. I rolled a straight 19. And then my religion check gives me. I can never find the things when I need them.
Stig, she knows more than you do.
So, 15.
About religion?
25.
25.
Oh, witches.
I like
Witches and
math.
stuff.
Oh, witches. It's okay.
25. Yeah, you yeah. Obviously, there is a huge difference between a witch and a person who is possessed. What happened here? I think I'm pretty sure, as I talked at some point before, like, this is not a common thing. This isn't necessarily something you've not heard of, because you continually roll fantastically asking these questions. But yeah, it's especially, I think, given your order's penchant for
misfortune.
Well, I was gonna say penchant for
learning.
Deanna Troy was an empath. Your order's penchant for deific empathy, right? I hope that makes sense.
Psychic stuff.
Yeah. So there's probably a little bit that you know about these sorts of things, but yeah, it's messed up. It's pretty it's super extreme cases, right? And I do think that you had figured out even before that this wasn't like, hey, I'm Tira, I live in Molgor, I want to be fucking chosen by Hel. Like, this is kind of these things are kind of a put upon sort of a sort of thing. She was deemed to be a good vessel and could be used in certain ways. I think perhaps I think that's a great role. So let's say even that perhaps there could have been, you might know even that instead of it ultimately being on the onus of the deity, that there is also the possibility that it is the onus of other more mortal individuals even, who have perhaps found a vessel and put this upon somebody.
Oh, interesting. That's not what I was asking. It was more like I was asking, is she like dead, and or do we have to do something to her corpse? But thank you for
Yep,
the
I
extra
gave you a lot of
information
stuff.
that now I'm recalling as I'm chewing my bread.
Also, you are very familiar with that. Yes, she is dead as shit. And
there's nothing
To
that
answer
needs
your
to be done
question.
to her body to keep her dead as shit.
yeah, there is.
I think we need to bury her upside down with her head.
That's what I thought.
Taken off between her legs.
I've heard this of witches.
Whatever makes you feel safe.
Yeah, like me, Chad, as a person who finds the history of peoples that this game is based off of very interesting. Know that these are real practices that people did. So it only stands to reason that people who exist in a world wherein the dead actually do walk. I say that I don't want to pass any judgment on anything that happened before us in the real world, but in this case, where dead actually do walk and the denizens of hell do in fact assault your fucking town, that it's probably not an uncommon practice to bury a person separate from other parts of their body.
Can we at least wait until we're done with breakfast to deal with the witch?
Yes.
Thank you.
I guess.
Hey, Stig.
Yes.
Do you have any spells left?
Yeah. Yes. What do you require?
Have you figured out how to identify things?
I have. I can do that.
Do you have one of those?
Yes. It'll take me a
And
little while, though.
I reach into my bag and I pull out this huge Flava Flav chain that has like real ears on it.
What
and
the
just
fuck?
dump it.
I'm trying to eat. I am trying to have breakfast here, Astrid. I appreciate your enthusiasm, but those are
Have
ears.
you seen this much gold before?
No, the ears.
This is like a legitimate, you could almost use this chain to tow a truck. Gold chain.
Good Lord, woman.
I need to know if I'm just
chain.
rich or if this is magic.
And there are
ears?
desiccated ears.
I'm moving to the other table.
On hooks
I
hanging
didn't
from this chain.
I take my plate.
Ears.
Take my plate and I move over to the other table.
Where did you get all these ears, woman?
Well, they came from the same evil entity, but
Oh, okay.
look how much gold this is.
The one I fought had a lot of faces on it. I guess yours had a lot
Well,
of ears.
mine was rich as shit.
It's all very strange. Okay. Okay. Is this it? The chain? You want to know if the chain is magical?
Yes.
Can we take the ear? I don't think the ears are magical. Can we take the ears off it?
Don't touch the ears until we find out if it's magic.
Okay. I'll just take out my sword and I'll just kind of trundle off to the
Maybe
corner.
we need them for something. I don't know.
Oh, okay, I'll be right
Identify
back.
first.
Sorry, I can't hear you, Stig.
Am I muted?
I think it's an ear choke, honestly.
I see what you mean. I see what you did there, Vidar.
Lend me an ear.
You're funny. You're a funny guy. You're a funny guy. These smell. You were carrying these around?
Well, only for a little while.
I'm using prestidigitation to give it a slight breeze away from me.
Okay. Yeah.
Smart. Not in my direction, though, Stig. The other way.
In his direction. In his direction.
No.
Right.
I'm eating
So
breakfast, Astrid.
I'll find a quiet corner to
Okay.
ritually cast Identify.
Sure. Hang on. Let me double check some notes here. Oh yeah.
It's a big deal.
That's less cool.
This is high magic.
Yeah, high magic. Yeah,
Side of bacon.
Stig, perhaps a more horrific discovery that you now make is that This is in fact just a giant gold chain with fucking ears on it.
God damn it.
Is it, so it's not magical at all?
It's not magical at all. It's
No,
just
it's
a giant gold chain with ears. Because that's real messed up.
You could take the ears off now. You could take.
Okay. And I take it back from him and I start peeling ears.
It's like
I see this all the time.
Meanwhile, Gundr just somewhere.
it's like
Just keep it out of the bacon. Oh, God.
it's like a charm bracelet, but for the hard of hearing.
Okay.
How heavy is that thing?
I mean it's heavy. It's like I said, it's large. Like these dudes were large dudes, and it's a fucking Mr. T double-sized fucking chain. Like it's substantial.
I'm gonna like clean it off, and then I'm gonna put it on myself and loop it around like 3-4 times.
Yeah, it's like
so it's like
a good
those
look. It's a good
Viking
it's like not quite
gold
the fourth
chains.
Doctor's scarf,
Ostentatious.
but it's fucking big.
She's
It's a-
wealthy
Yeah.
now.
It's
wealthy.
hefty.
Right.
It like weighs. Do you wear armor?
Yes.
What kind of armor are you wearing?
Don't know.
Oh,
I'm
Hold
thinking
on a second.
chest plate or
Um,
scale mail. That's my guess.
please.
Anyone want to place
Ooh,
bets?
that is-
Anyone want to place some bets here?
Oh no, it's medium
Leather.
hide.
Medium.
Oh,
hide.
shoot.
Yeah.
Oh,
Hide.
yeah. Boop 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 boop.
Am I now encumbered?
Yeah, let me.
I
double-
would
let
think
me,
so.
let me-
That
I
looks
just want to look
heavy.
at my 14 pounds. Yeah, this probably weighs. This
Wow.
chain probably weighs almost, not quite, almost as much as your armor does. But it's as a fucking giant necklace that you have.
It looks
This
good
is
though.
probably like 7 to 10 pounds of chain, of gold chain.
Wow. This is like my dowry.
It's not solid gold, because that
Yeah,
a
right.
chain of solid gold this size would be strangely malleable and probably wouldn't stay on your body, but would also be extremely much more heavy.
Hey Astrid, now that you're wealthy, do you think you could take care of my breakfast? Could you cover the tab?
Oh yeah, you got this one right.
Let me just break off a
Yes.
link.
And I just push like some of the food that I had gathered at them. Just eat.
I'm just gonna drink.
Perhaps about this time, the door to the inn opens, and a bit of a draft comes in, right? Because it's wintertime, and that's what happens in the wintertime. And a number of similar to you, right, battered and bloody individuals step into the inn. Young folk in armor, very nice armor and weapons, like 3 of them. And
Do we know
then
these people?
you probably you may you definitely know who they are,
Okay.
and indeed the person that comes in behind them, as they are 3 of the relatives who guard the longhouse.
Oh my God.
Indeed, of the Jarl, who steps in
Oh,
as well.
thank you,
And-
Fantasy Animal Vegan. That was nice of you.
What happened?
Fantasy Animal Vegan just gave an advantage for each pound of the necklace. 7
It's worth
advantages
it.
to be exact.
This is the community
Nice.
that we are building here on the Superior Adventurers
Hey.
Guild. I am super thankful. Y'all are amazing.
She's in the 1% now of Molgor, so I mean, I don't know. Like, she's in a different. Her
Yeah.
tax rates are different. She's in a
Yeah,
different
right.
I think we all
gated
work for her
community.
now.
Yeah.
Yeah, fantasy animal vegan is worth her weight in gold with ears.
Oh my god. Are you hearing this?
Amazing.
The Jarl.
The Jarl has stepped in. And I think perhaps as a wee cliffhanger,
Nice.
let us take a break, perhaps in the realm of 10 minutes, which, as everyone who knows me and perhaps watches pre-stream things happen, will know that is exactly the amount of time I need to smash an entire half a pizza, which indeed is what I will do, as I legitimately got home from work about 20 minutes before the stream started and took a shower and to be presentable for you.
Thank you.
So let us take a break and appease the gods that are, in fact, our bodies, and rest our minds a little bit before some other stuff happens to all of you, my friends. So let's do that. Let's be back here, perhaps slightly after the halfway through the hour mark.
Sounds good. We're gonna keep the mics hot, FYI.
All right.
Oh no.
I'll pause mine so you don't hear my noshing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. We'll be back. Hot mics in the city. All right. Everybody's running away to go take care of business. We'll be right back. Hot mic. How's this for ASMR? Yeah. That's my favorite sound. Get in on the action. Seriously though, Fantasy Animal Vegan, those link bits were so generous. Thank you. That's hilarious. Oh my god. Here's the thing. You gave Chad all those advantages. Do you think he has it in his heart to kill us? TBD. TBD. So we are listening right now to a track off of the Svilland soundtrack. It's called Into the Wild, and I love this track. I think this is an amazing song. It's my favorite one off the album. Let me just see here. What else do we have? I do have some more of their stuff. Hold on, let's see. I'm gonna stop that one. Here we go. Under the Wings of Valkyrie. This one's pretty sweet too. Honestly, the whole album is really good. It's all very like driving beats. Like it wants you to just get into a fight, I think. Marching into battle. What did I say about this one in my notes? When I first got the soundtrack, I wrote a bunch of notes about... Oh, here we go. Which one is this again? Under the Wings. Huh. Pounding percussion, tribal, battle music. That's what I have for this one. I envision this being sort of like when Astrid goes on a rampage and releases like her angst upon the land, destroying anyone that stands in her way. Oh, hi! Sorry, I didn't know you were here. My bad.
That won't happen. I mean,
no. Astrid's a sweet girl, just like
she
Tyra.
Would never go crazy.
No. This is an intense. Actually, this whole album is intense. So let's pause that. So that's Under the Wings of Valkyries. Here is a little excerpt from Blood on the Wolf's Teeth. Always a crowd pleaser, this song. Yeah. So this kind of takes me back, to college and the drum circles, man.
College?
Yeah, man.
I was doing drum circles like 3-4 years ago.
Oh, I haven't done a drum circle for a while. You didn't invite me. Well, to be honest, I didn't know you. We didn't know each other then. Yeah. I would love to get in on a drum circle. Just throwing that out there. If there's an opportunity presents itself, I will drum the hell out of a drum circle.
I may even have a drum, like for said purpose, right behind me that sometimes gets in the shot.
Is it? Can you do a little? Can you give us a little sneak preview of what a drum circle's like?
No.
Oh, all right.
No, I'm not. I'm actually not really good at drumming. I'm usually a dancer.
I find that hard to believe, but not that you're a dancer, but that you find it hard to drum, or whatever you just said. Tell me more about this dancing.
Oh. I used to be a belly dancer, and I was a part of several different troupes in the cities, Twin Cities, that all of which paused due to COVID.
I bet. It
was fun though.
Would you ever dance to a song that sounds like this? It's called "Avenge the Fallen" by Svilland soundtrack.
I actually can't hear.
Oh, that's right.
The music right now.
Just watch my head.
Just because of our audio thing. But I have previously heard some of the music, and all of it is pretty cool.
Turn on the stream for a minute, and you'll hear it. So good.
I
could definitely see you doing something to this. We could do a special stream maybe. If we get 100 viewers on one of our Svilland streams, Ashley will belly dance to this song. Is that a possibility? No, I'm throwing that out there as an idea.
I mean, I could.
Well, of course you could, if you wanted to. If you wanted to. Hey, Monty Hall. How's your foot? How is your foot? Is that Cassandra representing? Can you hear the music? Is it too slow? It's probably too slow for a belly dance, right? This one is the slower of the tracks on the album. No, you could do it?
Yeah, like you can do belly dance to almost anything as long as it's got a beat.
That's what Michael's told me before. All right, here's one that I think is fantastic. This is called Chant of Bones. What do I have written down for this one? Chant of Bones. Tense, building tension, ritualistic. Oh, Fantasy Animal Vegan says 100 viewers, no problem for the belly dancing. Look, we haven't committed to that though, Fantasy Animal Vegan. We're gonna have to talk about that. I just threw that out there and put Ashley on the spot, which I apologize for, by the way. I didn't think anybody was listening, but I should have known that Fantasy Animal Vegan is always listening. Always.
No, and the real bait and switch is gonna be me and Andy doing the belly dancing.
Yeah.
Ooh, I like that.
I may have enough outfits for all of us.
Oh yeah,
I'm not surprised at all.
the whole crew. What do you think about that, Fantasy Animal Vegan? Huh?
However, you guys are in different states. Is that correct? I mean,
We are, but we're
States of
closer
mind.
to each other
That's for
than
sure.
we are to you guys. We're only like a state and a half away functionally.
It's a long state.
Well, and an expensive state. It would cost me, I think, $40 just to get over to that side of the state.
Yeah.
Really?
The toll roads are bullshit in most cases. Tolling an interstate should be illegal, and the prices in Pennsylvania are criminal.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. Plus, it just takes forever. It takes a long time to drive across Pennsylvania.
How many pieces of pizza do you think Chad's eaten?
Not as long as it did to get across North Carolina, so I won't complain much. And it's about the average time to get across the Midwestern state.
Yeah. It's not as bad as... It's not boring. It's not a totally boring drive, but it's a very wide state.
Get to go past the QVC studios.
I
Pizza
once
count 9. I agree.
drove from Minnesota to New York. It was real hard.
Yeah.
I drove from Minnesota to this side of Pennsylvania more than once before I moved out here, and going the rest of the state would be brutal.
I drove to New York from Minnesota, from Duluth, actually, in a U-Haul.
Which is worse.
Ooh, in a U-Haul.
In a U-Haul, yeah, in 2007, and I slept in at a roadside stop outside of Toledo.
I'm not gonna tell you any of the horror stories about me
things happen
and
at that
Utah's
rest
and the
stop.
Minnesota and back.
Hey, there were a lot of other people doing the same thing, so I was like,
I bet they were.
should I try to find a motel or no? And I just slept in the cab of the U-Haul.
I stayed in a motel outside of, I think it was Ithaca, and when I went to the hotel, in order to check in, there was like bulletproof glass between you and the reception person, and then
In Ithaca?
yeah, it was.
Wow.
It was this. Well, I mean, I didn't have any money, so it was like the lowest end of the low end, hotels or motels, I should say. It was scary. I was scared. That was on my way to Maine. I got to Maine,
That's
though. I made it.
unfortunately
Maine was
normal in
nice.
some places on the East Coast. Maine's gorgeous.
Maine was
Bahaba,
nice.
Bahaba's nice.
Bahaba. Yep.
I had a friend from college that lived out there for a little while. And I was always like, yeah, we'll go visit you.
Portland, Maine
That
has
sounds
the
like
best beer scene. Arguably the best beer
place to
scene
go.
in the U.S.
Unless you
I'm
moved to
throwing that out
Montana,
there.
I think.
I'm throwing that out there.
Montana.
Best beer
Bar
scene.
The
Harbor.
best beer scene in the U.S.
Yeah, Portland, Maine.
Portland, Maine.
Yep.
Who knew?
You heard it here, folks. Portland, Maine.
It's a bold statement, but I'm willing to put it to the test.
Yep.
You know, here's the deal though. If there's somebody I'm gonna trust to say that this is the best place to get beer in the good old United States of America, it is someone that I know, in fact, has been around the United States, has tasted beer from a variety of venues, and that is you, Dave. So
I have tasted a lot of beer from a variety of different venues. That is all true. Oh,
they do have some really rad, like, farm style breweries that I really would like to go to someday.
Vermont. You got to go to Hill Farmstead Brewing. They're not a sponsor, but wow, Hill Farmstead.
Yeah.
All
I
right.
remember when you took that tour of the East Coast.
The best.
And you told me all the great stories and brought back a small amount of beers for Chris and I to taste, and it was fantastic. That was so good.
I brought a small amount of beers back for you guys to taste, but I literally brought 2 suitcases of beer back.
Oh, we knew that you were holding out. We knew that you were holding out. I don't think there was any secret about that.
The good old days.
So D&D.
Oh, hi.
D&D.
Is that what we're doing?
What a D&D.
Thank you, everyone, for waiting. I indeed have smashed some pizza for dinner. It was
9 pieces. Is that somewhere near what you did? 9?
It was 4. It was
okay.
4.
All right.
It was. I will also let you know that it wasn't delivery. It was in fact DiGiorno. We
not a sponsor either.
It was not a sponsor. We were disappointed.
That would be a badass sponsor, though, guys. Seriously,
right,
Andy, make that happen.
Yeah, Andy,
I'm on it. I know, Mr. DiGiorno.
Yeah,
he lives down the street.
DiGiorno. My wife was like, "I want a cheesy crust pizza," so she got like the cheese crust DiGiorno pizza. And while yes, it did have cheese in it, it wasn't like, you know, those commercials for the stuffed crust pizza from Pizza Hut that existed
also
maybe
not a sponsor,
15
but yeah.
years ago, where it was like, yeah, stuffed crust. Like, it wasn't like that, and we were disappointed. But it was tasty because it was, in fact, still DiGiorno. Anyway,
wow,
you're also smashing foods, a smorgasbord of meats, cheeses, breads, some porridge, some stews, perhaps some vegetables that Astrid has acquired in her role as a person who is in the party, but is also a member of the staff here at the Storytellers Inn, has acquired for herself, but to share because that's the kind of person that she is. Stig has correctly identified that this necklace of ears is, as everyone feared, just a necklace of ears. That's even worse than it being a magic item, I think.
On a huge gold chain.
And the Jarl has entered the establishment. 3 of his house guard, his house carls, perhaps a person could call them, young, now in fact battle hardened individuals in his relation, and he there as well, all looking, as you would imagine, not clean as would a person who would perhaps have been cowering in a fashion unbefit of a warrior leader of the North. He is indeed has some blood on him, has some injuries that he has also sustained, but and he is also of course as well in war-ish garb, hastily donned, much like the lot of you folk, and he steps into the inn kind of behind his his entourage, as it were. Mark Wahlberg is there, of course.
Chad, just a real quick clarification on the garbs part of that. Vidar is wearing long johns bottoms.
Daffy Duck.
Oh.
Yep,
Yep.
but not top.
Correct.
No shirt.
No shirt. And just boots that are still unlaced.
So more like Mickey Mouse in it.
A little bit.
Yeah, this isn't like, I mean, this is the North, as I want to remind everyone all the time. And in the North, we're not one for pomp and circumstance in the way of the South, where they indeed are
They wear
want
shirts.
to sit in shirts
And
under
pants.
under
Mhm.
parasols, perhaps
Ridiculous.
drinking tea sweetened
Ugh.
by something,
It's actually pretty
as
good
they are wont
tea.
to do, because I may be a fucking dirty northerner, but goddamn, do I love some sweet tea.
Mm.
You're not as dirty as you were before you showered, though. So thank you for
That's
that.
right. That's right. Yeah, and so they come in. I think the three folk in his kind of house guard at this point. Maybe two of them look pretty fucking like dead-eyed, right? Like they're like they've been talking a game before, and maybe now they've seen some shit, and holy shit, was it some crazy shit? That's a lot of shit. One of them is like, he's like perhaps the the squad leader of the three. He's been around a bit. He's seen some action. Obviously everyone's covered in blood and gore and stuff. He's seen some action.
And ears.
And ears in some cases. There's a literal pile of ears on the floor. Because who was put that on a table, right? In some cases.
No, I didn't put the ears on the table.
All right, I was just
the
making
chain
sure.
was on the table when it had ears on it.
That's
But then
fine.
I like picked them off and kind of threw them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like anyway. And they kind of come in and look about, I gotta turn off that GIF because holy cow, is it hilarious. And the three of them kind of come in, and there's probably like, they look like they really want to take up the room, in that kind of like, I'm important, I'm the Jarl's bodyguard sort of way, but no, this isn't a time for that. They're tired, exhausted, just like you lot, bloodied and battered. And the Jarl comes in kind of behind him, and he kind of looks, he kind of takes you in, acknowledging you, like you get the immediate feeling like obviously he knew that you were here, perhaps, and that's why he's come here. And he kind of nods to Astrid as a person indeed who does work here, but then nods to Absalon or Haldora, and does one of these, yep, the huge, and sits down at the table wherein which you lot are sat, and just kind of like, just kind of sits and is like, and Haldora perhaps sets a bit of a shaky hand, mug of steaming ale or mead in front of him, and he nods and takes a drink, and kind of sits back a bit, at that, and does one of
Vidar takes a big bite of meat that's in front of him with a full mouth. He says, "We killed the witch."
And
She's dead.
he says he just kind of like, he like turns towards you, like he can't like quite like get it all the way to look completely at you, but just kind of does the half look, not like he's disdaining you, but like you, he's beat, and he nods, and he hang on, let me do a quick thing here.
Vidar doesn't look up. He's still like hammering the breakfast.
Yeah.
He just says that
Yeah.
as he's eating, he says it.
Yeah, the Jarl, he rolled it pretty good for whatever roll it was that I wanted to make. And he he says, yeah, we're gonna have to rebuild the roof, but what? In every god's name that we hold dear was that? What was that?
Well, we have been telling you about all of the undead rising and the priests of hell and the spirits that attacked us, and I mean we've been reporting as best we can.
He kind of does one of does a little scratch of the head, takes a drink. Yeah, I'm not, don't get me wrong, I'm not discounting any of what has gone on previously. But that was a lot.
Yes.
They attacked our town.
Do you know what I think it is?
Mm.
I think it's madness. We saw someone who looked like him a few days, well, maybe even a week or two ago, just outside of this huge swarm of Draugr. But, we haven't actually run into him.
I think after that, he drains his mug, boom, and sets it down, does a long kind of breath out, pushes it back, into the middle of the table, and looks you, Astrid, in the eyeballs, and kind of glances down the table at Stig and Vidar, doing whatever it is that you are in fact engaged in at the moment, and back to Astrid, and he says, the lot of you have, I think it's obvious to anyone still standing, proving yourselves. Is this something you can take care of?
We can certainly try.
I think at this point, Absalon is there and has a tray of steaming meads and sets them down, and the Jarl nods and takes his and does one of the, and there's the steam, and takes a drink. Not unlike this. It would I think mean a lot to us, Molgor, the North, if this could be terminated, handled.
Vidar just is continuing to eat while he says that, and he just kind of mutters, "Probably should have been terminated a long time ago."
Well,
I just want to point out that, like, Astrid's like 18, Stig is around there, and then Vidar's younger than that.
Yep.
About
And
15.
like the Jarl's like, so can you kids handle taking out this?
Yeah.
We are
deadly
quite
evil?
capable after what
Yep.
we've shown.
Yeah,
We
you
are,
are obviously quite
capable. Yeah.
This is season 4 of Stranger
Buffy?
Things in the North. Season 4 of Stranger Things in the North.
Oh, it's gonna get stranger.
Yep. You have to go. Yeah. Anyway, God, I can't wait for that. And he says, well, as I'm sure you can understand, given your recent elevation, context changes things.
Indeed.
And indeed, given his status, anyone could have done so, but that is water under the bridge, as they say.
Good Jarl, we will take care of this. We have to. For the sake of this town. And the people in this town.
Let us say that perhaps this, oh boy, how do I want to say this? I really want to say a seat at the high table, but that doesn't necessarily equate. But he says perhaps
A title? Is that what he's offering?
perhaps the Molgor would benefit from some new thanes should such an action occur. Yes. We as a people would be most thankful for whatever this is to be expunged. Stig, I know that you and your master, indeed, whose name I fucking absolutely remember.
Svilland.
Seaman,
That
thank
bitch.
you. Yes,
To-
thank you.
I have a
Would-
question when appropriate.
Okay. Give me a sec.
Yeah.
Stig, perhaps you and Simon have an inkling to some insight as to what kind of hell spawned magic this was. What happened to the temple?
The temple? It I think it blew up. The girl became suddenly very
Evil?
evil and powerful, and she had to be put down.
But it was necessary. That
Yes.
was a part of this.
It was unavoidable, I'm afraid. I think, yeah.
I will.
I don't know.
I will speak with her family.
Not even Torgir could save her.
We tried to cut out the evil and not harm the girl, but it wasn't possible.
It's unfortunate. What,
I got a question.
Yes.
When the Jarl was talking of his desire and his request for us to expunge this taint on the town of Molgor, did I sense any sort of guilt from him? I guess that's kind of the main question. Does he
like
seem
an insight?
Yeah, definitely trying to ascertain whether or not, even though Vidar is busy eating, he's very perceptive.
Yeah, perhaps.
And he wants to pick up on whether or not there's a sense of guilt, because it seems to me, Vidar, not Dave, but Vidar, that this madness could have been dealt with long ago.
Right. Yeah. Perhaps, in the words of His Holiness Sam Regal, you would like to make an insight check.
Yeah, I would.
That's the one.
All right. I'm going to, I have one advantage left. I'm going to go ahead and use it.
I haven't even made a fucking roll today. I have so many advantages.
You do. You have over 20. All right.
You're just saving them for when they're fighting us.
Is this an insight check, you said?
Yes, please.
That's going to be a 16.
A 16. I think you get the feeling that that yes, there is some guilt, but it is more of a communal guilt, and less of like I'm directly guilty. Like I'm guilty, but it's like it's more of a universal guilt. I think one of the things that especially in this moment, I think that you get from Haraldur the Jarl is that he is very much in tune with the community, right? That it is it's to use modern parlance, his constituency, right? The town, his community, that this is that the woe and the luck, the benefit and the malfeasance of the town is his own, and that this is that what he feels is a more universal sort of guilt, that because obviously the as was revelatory in times past, that indeed the Mavnos issue was in part like a predecessor problem.
To put it
initially, right?
To put it in terms of pop culture, am I getting a Pennywise or Freddy Krueger kind of vibe?
Wait, about Mavnos or about the
Jarl? The Jarl's what he's saying and how he's reacting. If you're familiar with those stories, which I'm sure you are.
I mean, I am vaguely familiar with many of those stories.
Nightmare on Elm Street. Where essentially they created a monster.
I guess I don't.
They created the monster?
They created the monster that then came back to haunt well, in that case, it was their children. And in this case, it's also children.
I think in this case, you're kind of partially onto that's a great analogy. In this case, I think it's more of like, I think from a communal sense, it's more of we allowed this monster to be created because, of course, this monster was created from among us. but because of the sociological and familial kind of ties that bind, this monster was not necessarily allowed to be destroyed in a more complete way. It was allowed to be, Mavnos was allowed to be cut loose in a sociological way, but of course that is problematic when that danger is persistent, as in this case it has been. So it's more of a legacy sort of guilt that the Jarl feels, and so if that all makes sense, which
it does.
I hope that vast ridiculous explanation of mine did.
Well, we do have a lead. We think that there's something going on in the Fogbearers village.
It's true.
So we're hoping to go there next.
It doesn't have a it doesn't have a great reputation, but at this point, what does? Am I right?
We will go to where we need to find this Mavnus and destroy him. Where's Gundr? Has anyone seen him?
He is generally your erstwhile companion, I must agree.
He went to his farm, I think.
Was he injured?
I saw him walking towards his house or his homestead.
He had to go count his sheep. Just kidding.
Should we be concerned?
and see if his sister was all right.
He's fine, right?
Yes,
that's a fair point.
We may need supplies, good Jarl.
Provisions, warm clothes. We can set out soon.
Please, yes, anything. I have a name for a chamberlain, maybe?
What do we know of this place, the Fogbearers? I can't remember if Vidar has been there, or he would probably know about it, but I don't think he's been there.
Sure.
He knows something about it. I don't know what.
We know that it's a haunted ruin guarded by spirits of
Thank you,
the
Astrid.
cedar killed during the Bear King's Purge and land spirits. And there's some kind of a gate there. That's what we know.
Thank you, Ashley, lore master of Svilland. We appreciate your note taking.
Fair enough.
You're welcome.
It will be a long journey. If there's supplies and provisions and perhaps totems of protection that you could bestow upon us for the journey, it would be welcome. I could use a shirt.
Some pants.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's been
we
a
all
long morning.
side-eye look. The fact that he's half dressed and sitting in the middle of the inn.
They woke us up early.
Realistically, there's probably as any of you were going about town, there's probably a lot of that going on.
Thank you.
Folk who either burst out of their homes to run in fear or to engage the enemy in a variety of states as undressed. There's probably another number of people who had in fact given battle naked. Or in some state of undress. It's bound to happen.
It is.
It's it's a love handshake,
What?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll
I'm
just
pretty
move on
sure
from there.
that in winter, people would probably not be sleeping naked.
That's true. I had long johns on.
That's fair. At any rate, yes, the Jarl Heralder Eagle Tamer, he promises you what provisions you may need, and promises to perhaps reimburse Saemond for any charms that he could give for your journey and indeed your encounters with this Mavnos, whatever they may entail.
I have a suggestion. Do you know anyone who can imbue an item in town?
Man, I don't really want to say that Mavnos can, but if somebody was going to be able to do it, it would be either Mavnos and Torgir.
Okay. Well, I don't think that the villain's going to do it for us.
I'm sorry, I said the wrong fucking name. I meant Saemond and Torgir. My apologies. That's my bad. That's me, Chad's bad.
Fair.
Seaman might be able to do something like that. I think it takes a while to do, though.
It does, in fact, take some time. You would know as a young apprentice.
Like several days, right?
Give or take.
Are there other magic items that we know of in the village that could be lent to us for what lies ahead? This will be very dangerous, good Jarl. Perhaps you might be able to influence some of the townsfolk if there are.
Give me a persuade. You know what? Fuck it. Give me a persuasion roll.
Full disclosure, Gundr tried this bit with the Jarl already, and he could even get better armor.
Persuasion?
That was before the undead invaded the town.
Yeah,
That's
we're superheroes now, Gundr.
Oh, well then, someone pick me up some better armor.
Freya, bless this roll. Ooh.
Oh, yeah.
That is going to be an 18 because my charisma is a -1. He's an awkward teenage boy.
Yes.
Yeah.
Who's trying to be tough right now.
He hesitates and thinks about it and give me a perception roll as well.
As well. Okay.
I would like to aid him. If I can.
How would you aid him, Astrid?
don't
How
know.
would you aid him?
How do
you have
I
guidance?
aid someone in a perception roll?
Do you have
I
guidance?
think this is what's happening. Oh, guidance? Can I? Yeah.
Mm,
I've got a cantrip.
nope.
It's going to be obvious.
Nope.
Dang it.
That's,
All right, here we
that's
go.
not going to happen.
I did
But
roll a natural 20.
Astrid, but Astrid, you could also.
I rolled a
Astrid, you
natural
could
20,
also-
so
you could
that's
also
pretty good, I
roll,
think.
If you would like.
Am I
Natural
gonna
20?
beat a nat 20?
No.
I don't know. What's your total? Vidar?
23.
23. I mean, I guess it's possible you could beat a 23.
If I roll, are you gonna go with a lesser score?
No, I'm gonna
Okay,
maybe
okay.
give you some
Yes.
stuff too.
Sure. I will try.
Get after it.
Nope.
That's
you and I
pretty
are
good.
so alike. Yeah, Ashley, you and I are so alike.
You gotta
Nope.
fail forward, Ashley.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's like a 12.
It's well. Okay.
That's pretty good.
Sit down, Astrid. Okay.
Vidar, I think kind of as he thinks, you maybe get a hint of a twinge, perhaps of a hand, upon a pommel, and he says, I can put a word out. Our artifacts are hard to come by here, but I can see what may be done.
I'm gonna just like caress this giant gold chain and be like, well, I do have some spending money.
That may assist.
It would be only to borrow, Jarl, and I would give my oath as a ranger of Gorm's Rangers to return it to its rightful owner once our mission to save Molgar is complete. And then he just goes back to eating.
Yeah, absolutely. He says, well, let us, I don't want to tell you your business, but let us maybe give a day at least. Folk, yeah, there's a lot to be done here. I can have some provisions, whatever you need for your journey, apportioned. I will put out the word to our warriors that any sort of thing that may be of use could be useful. Yes, get some rest, heal your wounds. I need to see a man about a roof. Absalon, thank you for the mead. As you were? I don't know how yeah, you know what I mean. Carry on. And he extricates himself, and his housecarls, it kind of, two of them obviously kind of swaying with exhaustion and the remembrance of the battle follow him out, and the lot of you are left with that.
Oh my god, that was tense. I've never talked to anyone like that before.
I've only seen him a couple times, and I didn't say anything the last time.
Oh boy. I mean, that was our chance, right?
Quite brave.
The way you talk to him.
Thought I wore the brown pants.
No pants.
All right. Fogbear's ruined. All right. I need to check on Seamond.
Yes.
And my family in Seamond. I might have to leave soon.
We need to discuss our plans with Gundr as well.
Yes.
He is old and sleeps much, but he is still useful to us, I believe.
He's like 24.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm surprised.
He sleeps so hard at 24. Oh man, I tell you what, I remember 24. I slept so good.
Not a care in the world.
Not exactly.
That was last year.
Exactly, last year.
Right.
I remember it like it was last year. 24.
2019.
Yeah, it was
So
what?
this last 2 years have aged us horribly.
That's right.
This gray hair wasn't here in 2019. No,
That's right.
this is 2020 gray.
Yo! All right. So what do we do?
I've gone from Zoomer to Boomer.
That's right. Are we gonna load up and get ready for an expedition into the wilderness?
Yes.
Well, I think
Yeah,
we
my friends,
need to
please.
sleep for the night.
Okay.
Sure.
Let us do a bit of a narrative.
Yeah.
What kind of things would you like to do, perhaps to prepare, perhaps to engage with Gundr?
Obviously,
and
relay the general plan with Gundr that we've talked to the Jarl. We're planning an expedition to the Fogbearers ruins, and we'll follow up with the Jarl to get supplies and any sort of assistance that he can provide relative to runes or items or any well-crafted weapons, etc. That would be what Vidar would push.
Perhaps we should let Stig check on his family, and then Stig, you come back here, and then let's all go out to Gundr's farm and spend the night there, whether he likes it or not, and then we'll leave from there.
It's a party at Gundr. It's a party at Gundr.
Sleepover.
Oh my god, it's so great. Let's do each other's hair.
Yeah.
Makeover!
Nice. That sounds very nice.
Yes, queen.
Yeah, that sounds like a good plan. Absolutely. We'll get our supplies. We'll go to Gundr's.
Okay.
Sleep.
I like it. I like it. Let me do a little bit of scrolling really quick. 384.
Whoa.
Like gold?
No, that's a page on the PDF.
Oh.
Are you inventing
Oh.
Stig's parents right now?
I'm inventing Stig's parents. Shit. No,
No, I mean we don't have to. We don't have to go.
We don't have to go that deep. Good.
Yeah, we don't have to go that deep. We
Wow.
can breeze through there. I do have some info on that, but
You do.
Not a lot.
Yeah. Please tell us.
Wow.
What are your parents? What are your parents like, Stig?
Beautiful.
My father, he's somewhat wealthy.
Mm-hmm.
He controls a lot of the wool processing in town. It's very boring. He owns sheep, and then he cuts the fur off the sheep, and then he takes it into town, and he makes things like sweaters and armor and what have you, blankets. I don't know.
I love how Stig is so disconnected from what sheep are that he calls it fur.
He's always like, Stig, I want you to be more responsible and own land, and I don't want that. I leave that to my brother. I decided a long time ago that wasn't for me. So I went to go live with Saemond, and now I blow shit up.
It's much more fun that way.
It's much more entertaining. We light things on fire. We eat whatever we want all the time. He lets me, I learned cool spells. And
Do you miss the sheep, Stig?
I thought Astrid was the emo one, but now I'm seeing that in fact Stig is the emo.
No, he's rebellious. Stig is rebellious.
He's the emo rebellious kid.
Yeah.
He takes after his favorite rock band Kiss. Perhaps he paints his face.
Like Saemond is really cool to me, but my father's always like, "Why don't you make a real living?" I'm like, "This is a real living."
Dad, I could light shit on fire.
I'll show him a little flame, because all I knew was how to make a flame for like 5 years.
Is he impressed, Wyatt? Is he impressed?
And he wasn't that impressed.
Ah, shit.
Party trick.
And then he tried to get me to go to work, but I just left.
What about the bolts? When you do the bolt thing?
I said, I'm moving out. I haven't been back much since. I
You
talked to
don't
my brother a
understand,
lot,
Mom
though.
and Dad.
No. I like my mom.
I'm gonna be a wizard.
Mhm.
I need black magic in my life. Fire!
But my mom, she just listens. She just defers to my father all the time.
Ashley,
This is amazing.
I want you to know that I want this to be in the recap for next week.
I'll make a note.
And that's it.
At least one note about Stig's family needs to be in the recap for next week. It's glorious. Andy, I'm gonna give you an inspiration. I know I haven't given out a lot of inspirations, but you're gonna get an inspiration.
Congrats, buddy.
Yes. Nicely done.
Well deserved.
I'm very bad at giving out inspirations. Yeah.
So Stig will pop in, but he probably won't stick around too very long.
Give me a D20 roll, Stig.
Okay. 14. Your
brother was gravely injured.
Whoa.
He's not dead.
Okay.
He's just missing, perhaps. Here, give me a percentile roll.
No.
Oh no! If you can't take care of the sheep, I'm. Was
17.
I don't know if I did that right.
And then give me a D. Oh, there you go.
No, 17
Was that
right.
17
You
is still
couldn't
greater
roll a
than
17 without. But
That's true.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
17. Give me we'll call it a D6 roll where 1 to 3 is left and 4 to 6 is right.
Oh no, that doesn't sound good.
Oh no, he's right.
Yeah,
was he right-handed?
He's missing 17% of his right fingers.
How many is that?
That's
is
not
that like
What's-
one
what's
finger?
17% of
Close
5?
to one.
That's like a knuckle.
That's almost-
he got like a knuckle bit
Because
off
20%
by
would be a
Draugr.
full finger.
Yeah,
Ugh.
yeah.
It's still not bad.
Oh, it's
I
respectable.
let the dice.
Looked at.
You know what? I let the dice tell the story here.
like-
You're
8/10 of a
lucky
finger.
he's still okay.
Mhm.
You could have
Didn't
rolled
come
100%.
after you.
Did my father get injured?
No, he's too much of a stone cold killer for that shit.
Whoa.
Yeah.
He was out there defending his sheep.
Steve Austin.
No, nobody fucking. The Draugr didn't even step foot onto his fucking lawn, man. He just
He slept
stood
through
in
it.
the
Stay off,
he
Mike!
stood in-
Stay off
he
the
stood in
grass!
doorway, and he was like, "No," and they were like,
Okay, next time.
"Next." Yeah.
Mhm.
Jesus.
He's like
Sound about
Clint
right.
Eastwood in Gran
Keep
Torino.
shambling.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Keep shambling.
Every day I'm shambling.
Good stuff.
Yeah. What else?
What
What else is everyone
Stigs.
doing?
Or to
Steve.
Gundr's.
Oh yeah.
Waiting for them to show up, apparently.
We could go
I-
through kind of checking on Seaman. I don't really need to
Okay.
go through all that, but I'm sure he's fine.
I would also like to check and see if that one shop actually has any potions, which I'm guessing after this massive thing against the town would be no, but
Don't say that. Of course they do.
Either that or they're really expensive.
Well,
Fine, she's got all
Ryan-
kinds of money.
Ryan
She's
should
the
have
1%er.
She-
Yes.
I'm gonna take off my necklace and put it in my bag before I go in.
she's
For
like
those of
a
you
small-
watching, this is a
she's like
this is a
small
great
dog's
lesson
weight
in do
gold.
not give your dungeon master ideas to use
Mhm.
against you.
Mhm.
That's what this
I-
lesson is.
I really thought about making it a cursed item. I really did, but then I
Of course you
realized
should.
that it was more fucked up that it was just it was
just a
literally
chain.
just a gold chain with ears on it.
Yep.
Still useful.
Let me
Besides, the other item I have is probably a cursed item. I mean, what? Who?
What item?
Yeah, nobody has. You haven't even talked about that yet.
The weird magic fire sword?
You have
Gosh,
more.
where did that go? So strange.
Are you Astrid? Are you speaking of Njal, the almond lager? The general store? Y'all's general store?
At the one where we
Across
went
from the-
before with Stig and Paya to buy some or to sell our used stuff,
Mm-hmm.
I think.
Yeah, Almond Lager.
I think that's where we were sent by the Jarl said that he might have some potions for sale.
He did?
Yep.
All right. I believe you.
I mean, I don't know like if there was a second store, but I think that was the only store.
Mm.
Let me look at my notes from like a month and a
1,000
half
years ago. I got notes.
Mayal runs the goods store. New shipment of goods, potions of healing.
Oh, shit. I guess I fucking said that. I guess I said that. It's canon now. That's how it works. Yeah,
Neil
you
Culberson.
give. What's that?
Neil Colburnson.
Exactly.
There's a Culvers?
Colburns.
Colburn's.
Colburns, which
called
is a
Culver's.
well-known general store here
With
in
burgers.
the north of Minnesota.
Butterburger.
Butterburgers.
It's
Butter
the
Brothers.
Axeman surplus.
Culberson's.
Go ahead and give me a D20 roll, Astrid. please.
Yes. Inspiration.
Oh no.
2. Yeah, you can't roll
Sick.
inspiration on just a D20 roll. That's more of a let's see what fate has in store as much as a check, right? Let's see, let's do one of these.
It was worth a try.
Yeah.
Of course it was.
He has 3 whatever the least amount of healing potions are.
Lesser. Minor.
Or lesser.
Lesser.
Okay.
Absolutely. It's just exactly what you said it was.
Mm-hmm.
I
Okay.
think
know.
it's just titled
I know,
Healing
Judge.
Potion.
I know Dungeons and Dragons. Yeah.
Okay.
He has 3 that he could sell you for nope. Healing.
This is where I was at last night when you guys were at Clovox. I'm like, oh
I know,
shit.
right?
I got to know how much stuff costs now.
Yeah.
Economics.
Oh, that's right. We are never ever gifted any insight into the economics of Dungeons and Dragons.
If you try
Make
and
it
work
up.
through it, your brain explodes.
I know,
Yeah.
right?
Just make it up on the fly and hope that your players don't remember what it cost last time they were at
Do you
that
want
shop.
the
Right.
standard
That's-
price in the book for a healing
That's the whole
potion?
goal. Astrid, give me a persuasion roll.
What about this pile of bloody swords?
Oh, do you still have some of those?
He's been hauling them around the whole time, half
Very
dead.
heavy. I figured we could make
Are
money
you-
off them.
Starting to
Did
stink.
you come with?
I've
Okay,
just been
then-
following you around the village.
All right. But yes,
It's just got a fucking.
Maybe we could do a
fucking
trade of
trailer
some kind.
swords.
too.
Not
Just
like that.
Take this off the top and then give us a quote.
Let me see this
That's-
persuasion roll, please.
Last
Okay.
time.
Okay. Hold on a second, because I think that I
Bardic
yes,
inspiration.
have
I
advantage.
have advantage on
these.
that because you're an Astrid.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Okay, Well, so
That's really good.
15 plus where is my persuasion? That's 19.
19. He will sell to you for 25 gold apiece. Wow, that's probably a cheap
Oh, it's a
number.
steal.
Yeah.
Do
Yeah,
you
I
want
know.
to know the actual price
I'm
in
a
the book?
Nope.
hero.
Nope. I economics
is
are beyond me.
Is that before or after he takes some of those swords?
After he'll take some of those
Okay.
swords.
Okay.
Aha, that's all I got out of it,
Well
Michael.
done.
See,
That's all I got out of it.
That makes a little bit more sense. I'm going to. Okay.
Last time we sold the weapons to Niall for 120 gold.
First.
Mhm. Do you have like a wire cutters or something?
Wire
Chopping-
cutters?
Yeah,
Chopping thing.
I like pull out like part of the length of gold's chain.
Chisel.
Out of
You're looking
my
for a
bag.
chisel.
Well, no, like something to clip. And
Yeah.
Scissors.
He says perhaps you should go see
the blacksmith.
Black Eye, the blacksmith.
He's
he
yoked.
would probably be able to assist you.
All right, but we
That-
want these, so please reserve them. We'll take them.
Of
Of
course.
We'll be back.
And yeah, so I have to go to the blacksmith to see if I could get him to like break a couple of the chains, and maybe put the two back together so they're afterwards, so it's not just a rope.
Right. Absolutely. Oh, absolutely.
So how do you want to do that?
Yeah, you go to see Black Eye the blacksmith, who indeed you have never seen in play before.
We saw him killing things.
Oh yeah, you did.
Mhm.
But did we share how dope he looks?
We did not, which we totally should now.
Hang on, I'm gonna. Oh no! Do I even fucking have that anywhere?
I
Oh,
do.
here we go. Nope. Yeah. Individual arts. Here we go. I'll drag that onto.
You gonna throw it up on the stream?
Yep, onto the map. Because these are the things that you can do
Yep.
in the Runehammer VTT.
He's a badass.
So this is the custom art that I had inspired for me by Hank Fernell of Runehammer, because I was like, I also need custom art and I just picked somebody from town, and he's dope and I love it.
Okay.
He is Black Eye Olav, the blacksmith, so-called Black Eye because he received a wound in a battle previous to his eyeball and his orbital region, and so it is, it's kind of got that burst blood vessel, bruised, like almost permanent bruised look about his eye, and he's a large bearded man. He's cool, and he's able to cut off some length, and then reform the chain to a length that you desire. For sure,
Okay.
absolutely.
All right.
He's skilled in that sort of
Then-
thing.
I will return and hand the guy like 7,500 gold. Like there's 3 lesser healings, right? You said 25 apiece.
25 gold a piece,
Yeah.
which
So
is
then
75 gold, plus
Yeah, okay.
some amount of slightly used bloody swords and armaments. Absolutely, yeah.
Okay, so we have 3 lesser healing potions with the
Yes.
party.
Yes. What else? I believe there was an encounter with Gundr.
Yes, please. Gundr, we've come. Hello, Gundr.
So,
Are you awake? Or are you still
Gundr's-
sleeping?
Gundr's house is a full-size family farm longhouse.
Shit, nice place.
That most of it is the base is old stone and there's patches of fresh thatch. It's obviously been kept up, but you can still see it wasn't for a while. Gundr kind of snorts awake at hearing the and just kind of sits up and looks around and then looks down to where there's a pile of 3 mice carcasses just bloody sitting in front of the bed and a cat just staring at him why haven't you eaten yet? To which he just sighs. Who is it?
It's us.
It's your friends.
What do you think it is?
There were a lot of options today.
It's the Draugr.
See, one of you is a Draugr.
We have news from the
Not
Jarl.
with us.
You're not with the Jarl, are you? He says, getting up and going towards the door.
No.
No, we talked to him though.
And he opens the door, stares at the 3 of you. What? No one lost a finger?
Could have put on some pants first.
This is Molgor,
Oh.
not Tokyo.
Oh,
The pants never came off. He still hasn't even really cleaned up. It's like the armor made it off this time, but not much further.
Stig, can you
I was joking.
prestidigitate this or something?
Yeah.
What am I doing?
wax on, wax off.
What are you doing?
Clean,
Why are you?
clean
Come in.
Gundr.
Come
Clean
in.
Gundr.
And you see, Gundr awkwardly steps away from the cleaning to kind of get out of the doorway which he was taking up and gesture them in. And it's, a full-size longhouse with only one dude's stuff in it. So it's spacious as hell.
That's nice.
See, I
Some
told
would-
you there'd
some
be
would
plenty
say
of room for
Spartan.
us to stay here for the night.
What?
What?
I
We're staying
But-
here tonight.
Tomorrow, Gundr, we intend to set off for the Fogbear's ruins in search of Mavnus to save the village.
Did the Jarl bring the supplies I asked him for?
We have all of the supplies with us, yes.
Okay, do you have them on a donkey or a sledge or something?
We have them on polks.
sleds.
Okay. So, bring those in. Someone toss a couple of more logs on the fire. I'll go get some food and drink. Mind Hilder, she's I don't know how she is.
Hello, ma'am.
And
I'll go
again,
get
it's
some
just a
wood.
cat looking up at you like,
Vidar will bring in the polks and the supplies and sort of do an inventory of everything. Making sure everything's secured and tied and ready for the expedition.
Gundr in a second brings out some simple but older yes, here's some dried meats, here's some bread, and just he obviously is still groggy. He's like, okay, I have many questions. 1, what time is it?
Evening.
Good
It is.
start. 2, what happened in the village? Anything else terrible?
There's a lot of fighting. A lot of people are injured.
We had a nice brunch, and we bought some potions. And Stig's family is not dead.
No.
That's good. How did you afford potions? Daniel is
Oh,
tighter than a sheep.
And I'll push back my hair, and you can see this huge gold chain.
Astrid is rich now, Gundr.
Gundr just pauses for a second and goes, "Are you betrothed?"
She killed
No.
the richest zombie we've ever
Good on
seen.
you. I think if those are the rules, I actually own part of that because I killed the other largest zombie that anyone ever seen. You keep your half; it looks better on you. So you're staying here tonight, and then we go towards Fogbear in the morning.
Correct.
Okay, and those are all his questions.
And I'm going to take out of the bag those 3 lesser healing potions, and I'm going to give one to each of you guys.
Oh, thank
Okay.
you.
Because in theory, I should be like I'm the one who can heal. I mean, well, so could Gundr, but like more likely to, need some healing.
What other magic tricks do you have in that bag, Astrid?
Oh,
She pulls out a goat. I am not feeding it.
there is something that I did want Stig to look at. Because I did get one more thing.
Doesn't have ears
And I, like,
enough of it,
How much
does it?
did you take?
Awkwardly, like, turn around and pull a sword out of my bag. Actually, sorry, before I do that, I'm gonna wrap my hand and then pull the sword out of the bag so I'm not touching with my bare flesh.
You have the
And
hell
then
sword.
I'm going to lay it down on the floor.
Did you tell the Jarl that you have the hell sword?
Where did that come from?
We did not tell
No.
the Jarl.
Good. We're not telling him. Very, very wise to not disclose that and bring it here.
But I thought Stig should identify it because maybe it's possible it's not evil.
Good
It's
and evil
possible.
are terms more of utility than identity.
Was it useful is the question.
What kind of creature did this come off of?
Hell.
Oh, you didn't see that. This was the blade that the girl was using.
Was it a man or because I saw some that weren't dead. They didn't look dead.
This was the blade the girl was using.
Tira was wielding this. Stig.
Tira pulled
Ooh,
this magical blade out of air and then started waving it at people.
Yeah.
And it's still here, which is of concern.
Okay.
And
But it
it's
could help us.
magic.
Could help
It's so
us.
hard to find a magical weapon. Like, what did you do with the other one?
We could surely kill Mavnus with this.
Well, we found out that it damns souls to hell, so we threw it off a waterfall.
Oh.
No. Samon helped me break it.
Oh,
Right?
Make up your mind,
Can't
Stig.
remember. There's so many magical weapons, I lose track of them.
There's like 3.
Astrid, do not be
Yes.
so sad that the evil cursed weapon is gone.
It was pretty bad. Otherwise, we wouldn't have done that.
Perhaps we should find out if this one is cursed and evil.
I
So
believe that is what Astrid was saying.
I'm not sure that it may or may not be that we have that I specifically have described this sword or this weapon.
It was on fire at one point, but I figured that is not happening because I put it in my bag.
Okay,
Hot blade. Hot blade.
that's the okay.
Oh my God,
That's,
it's hot! It's
Oh,
hot!
all right, that's the
Oh.
only
your
description.
bag is smoking.
So
Are you on
this
fire, Astrid? You are.
this sword
Thank
as,
you.
as to be considered different from the larger version of a sax. This sword has a normal sort of looking hilt. However, the blade seems almost as if it were carved from crystal or indeed a smoky sort of ice. Some might
Ooh.
consider the pallor of this ice to be black.
Look how cool it looks.
It is.
It
That's
does
its
look
black ice.
fucking dope.
For the record, you just brought black ice into my house.
Yep.
What's that?
It's,
The curse of Odd that is going to end the world.
Yeah, it's not good.
You know, as far as my religion is concerned, that's not actually a bad thing. I mean, it's really more of a transfer of like normalcy.
Astrid, I'm
to a
going to
different
stop you
kind
right
of-
there before I have to punch you. The end of the world is bad. We're going to say that in my house, the end of the world is bad. Okay?
It is
Can you
his house.
agree with that? In my house, end of the world is bad.
When Baldur is released, he's going to save us all.
Of course.
That is not how that works.
Agree to
Whatever.
disagree.
So let us do some things. Let's have a little fun. Let's have a little flair, because of course we haven't really done a whole lot of that in this game in any real sense. So we have.
I've been having fun
item.
all night, actually.
Well, I appreciate
Yeah, right.
that.
So,
It has been a lot of fun.
Yeah.
You have this item. There are also perhaps a number of other items available in this stack of goods from the Jarl and indeed from the town.
Ooh.
Let us assume that Stig leverages his magic abilities to say, hey, this is this and this is that, and that thing over there is that thing which shall not be named. And let's discuss those things. So let us say first, because this is an item that we have immediate access to, that this is a sword wherein the blade is made of black ice, which would give it a mechanical advantage of +2 to attack and damage. It also acts as what some persons would call a flame sword. It indeed can be lit with the burning cold flames of hell that would deal. Hold on. Flame tongue. What does that do? How the fuck does that work?
D6 flame damage.
Okay, good. That's what I was thinking. And it would do D6 necrotic damage in addition to its normal damage, because it is, of course, black ice, and that's some real bad shit. And ultimately, I think that's dope.
Yeah.
So that was
Is it-
identify on the sword that she found.
Yes.
Okay.
Is it so it's not cursed?
Let us say that it is not a good sword. It is, of course, not a sword that is going to directly cause you harm for using it. Unless, of course, you were to say lick the blade. That would be bad.
It's not
Don't touch-
mechanically cursed.
Exactly. Yeah.
Hmm.
Don't. Yeah. It might be sociologically cursed. Don't like pull it out in town. Like that would be bad.
Well, I'll just take that and put it back in my bag. +2 sword.
And after all that conversation, Gundr just sighs and looks at Astrid. Do you ever really plan on using a sword?
She uses a sword all the time.
I have a sword. Let me ask you, would you use it if I gave it to you? Or
Put
would
down-
you throw it away and
put down-
say it's evil?
To put down madness and save this town, I will do a number of things. Potentially including using that blade. I will not destroy it because it's a thing. Things are not evil.
That's right. Things are not evil.
No, people are evil.
Correct.
I'm writing that fallacy down. I'm writing that down as well.
Yeah, Stig's just
All right.
nodding. Okay, yeah, right. Mm-hmm.
Let us do this, my friends. Perhaps, Dave, I have noticed that you haven't maybe rolled any dice in a small amount of time. Perhaps if you could roll indeed for us. Let me get rid of this giant blacksmith. Nope. Boop.
I like him. He's fun.
I know, right? But perhaps, Dave, if you could roll perhaps a D100
Ooh.
for me.
78.
That would be dupe. One of the items that you find amongst the assortment of goods from the Jarl is a rune stone whose meaning equates to yes, good, kill, bad thing, and through identification with your man Stig, you are of course able to determine that you can take this runestone and after a small amount of time apply it indeed to an item of your choosing to give it a mechanical advantage of +1.
It looks
To
very
any
useful.
item?
Yep.
Like permanently or
Yep. As a one-time permanent thing. You can be like, I have this sword or this knife or this staff or this bow or this spear. Yeah.
Think how amazing Vidar's shots would be with a +1.
It would be even more amazing than they are at DR.
Unless there's another bow in there somewhere, like rifle around.
2 bows, one for each of you.
Dual wielder.
Gundr, perhaps you would appreciate a D100 roll for me, please.
I don't know if I'd appreciate it, but I'll do it for you because I like you.
I mean, I've seen this table. You'll appreciate it.
That's a 94. She's either really good or really bad.
Boy. Oh,
Potion of beard growth.
Interesting.
That's what we've always wanted.
There is a small blackened yew wand.
Ooh.
Perhaps like this long. Like even before Stig casts his identify on this, Gundr specifically, that this is an item blessed by Thor. You recognize lightning struck wood anywhere, and indeed upon your discernment of this item, even before he identifies it, you detect a certain
Thundery goodness.
No, a certain
Affinity?
opulescence of multiple colors.
Ooh.
Perhaps a person could say of a rainbow of colors, a Bifrost, as it were.
Bifrost worth of colors.
Upon identification of this item, you determine that this is, we'll call it a Bifrost wand. That it would allow, a person to once a day for 1 minute move with the speed of the gods themselves and fly about while holding the wand 60 feet.
Whoa.
of course, it would be accompanied by some dope lightning special effects. Yeah,
That's rad.
I like this wand. It's a good wand.
These are the things. These are the things available to you, dear viewer. Should you perchance to purchase Index Card RPG Master Edition? So Astrid, please roll for me a D100.
Ooh. Okay, hold on. So many screens.
So little time.
All right.
36. Amongst this assorted pile of durable and consumable goods, and indeed some of these, as you are determining, magical accoutrements, you find a wolf's head cowl that has a silver chain that kind of, so it's like the head, the upper jaw kind of over the top of the head, and ears and eyeballs, and not actual eyeballs in there, but where they would be, and kind of the neck and shoulders of the wolf kind of hangs down, and then there's a silver chain that crosses and kind of holds it in, would hold it in place as you were wearing it as a coif or a cowl, and on the chain itself, and indeed on the teeth that are, of course, still as would most epically be in such an item, be still in the jaw, upper jawbone of this animal, are inscribed with runes of protection, and upon identification, this item has the ability to give me a D4 roll, please, Astrid.
Come on, be good.
2. Twice during a period of day, as a reaction, this armor can be called upon to turn aside one entire bit of damage dealt upon the wearer.
Wow.
That might be useful for someone like Stig.
It would be. It would also look fucking dope as hell.
Metal as fuck,
yeah.
Yeah.
Stig, please, as the last remaining individual who has to roll some stuff, please, like your fellows, roll a D100 for me.
All right. 51.
51.
Get some loot.
Ooh, interesting.
Get some.
Let's see. Stig, roll a D4 for me.
Hot 4.
4.
There we go.
Buried perhaps at the bottom of this pile, on the sled, under these other items that you have found, under rations and warm clothes and cloaks and snowshoes and skis and the things that a town might think that its heroes would need. You find a bow. This bow, long as it is, made of yew, adorned with 4 raven feathers. These feathers can be used. Hang on, let me let's do this. These feathers can be used once each with a fucking power word of opportune awesomeness. Probably something like, I feel like a bow such as this needs a power word, like memory, the very call, raven, the very raven, one of Odin's ravens, because of course all things are existent through the well of knowledge to which Odin has drank.
So perhaps the word is Munin.
Munin, yes. And 4 times this bow may be used to its full extent, which would be to deal 4 times the normal amount of damage a bow might normally give to its target. Should it, of course, hit its target. Such a powerful bow must, of course, be used before said roll is made. Otherwise, that would be fucking insane of me. And while I am insane, as anyone has witnessed this, might have known, these are the things that the town has given to you, the heroes, perhaps, of Molgor. It remains to be seen whether we shall call you heroes of the North or the hallowed dead of the North. Good. My friends, any of you who are watching shall know that such an instance as this in many of our favorite media, games, video games, must mean only one of a few things. Shit's about to get real. Let us return next week, indeed, as our heroes set forth with the spoils of the ancient loot table of Hank Renfernale.
Thanks, Hank.
Upon them, and the sum total of the spiritual luck of Molgor.
People of Molgor have been
I'm excited.
Kind to
this
us
is only
this
gonna
day.
get. I'm gonna be honest. This is gonna get crazy. Be.
That's why we're here.
Be
Chad.
ready for.
That's why we're
complete insanity.
Yeah, I mean, you only have 20 plus advantages to throw at us.
I do, and I'm gonna use
battle
all of them on Stig.
EPK, man.
All of them on Stig. Every roll.
Can I transfer my 10 saves from the other game to this game?
Lunar has to live.
That's true.
Yeah, the one benefit of one of the benefits of delivering packages for FedEx is that I have boundless amount of time to consider and just stuff. And about like an hour before I returned home today, I was like, I had a eureka moment, and it's gonna be awesome. Don't worry.
Oh boy.
Awesome.
Wouldn't expect anything less, sir.
I appreciate
Can't wait.
How could this end badly?
I would love to take a moment just to remind folks in the chat that we are going to be giving away in just a couple of minutes a digital copy of the Svilland campaign core setting. The wonderful people who sponsor this stream are also the amazing people and creative people who have created Svilland, the game, of 5th edition's Dungeons and Dragons setting that has all kinds of... This book is insane. Bunch of new character options that you haven't seen yet. The Rune Walker, Gothi, what else is in there? Alla. There's a bunch of new archetypes. Scotty Rangers. There's a lot of great stuff in here and a ton of really amazing creatures. That's my favorite part.
Many of which you have fought. Many of which you have not fought. But perhaps will fight?
Oh, I'm sure we will fight. them.
Yeah.
Yes. So to enter !drawing, get in on the fun if you're still with us. We'll do the drawing in just in a couple seconds here, a minute or so. Yeah.
I'm excited. It was good. It's good to be back.
It is. That was fun.
It's good to be back.
That was a great session. Kind of a good after battle debrief sort of session. It was fun.
It was
and we'll
fun.
be back next week with more Svilland. Next week on Wednesday, Michael
Session 0 for
is going to be running a session 0 for a
boy.
short shot that we're going to be running on Wednesdays for the next couple of weeks.
Oh boy, I'm excited.
Pretty excited about that.
To make a new character.
What kind of character should I play?
I've got some I've got some rad ideas.
You can have an oops all gnome session.
I will literally drown the boat on the way to the adventure. It's like, I don't know, there's a storm, all your characters died. Make something that's not all gnomes. Right. You monsters.
Ashley,
Yes.
for you later, perhaps I will run oops all kobolds.
Yes.
That's better than all gnomes. I'm there.
Yeah.
I've been thinking about oops all kobolds for like 2 days now.
I've never even considered what oops all kobolds is. I've never heard of it.
Yeah,
but that's not what I'm running.
No.
I'm going to be running
oops
an adventure. I'm not running oops all gnomes. It is the Isle of Endless Fog by CZ RPG, who are the sponsors of our Wednesday night stream, and it's going to be a thing.
Yeah, its name alone can only be bad.
It's a little dark,
but amazing. Amazing bad.
I'm really excited about it. It's got the flavor in it is just this very interesting, unique thing I've not seen a whole of. You'll see when I get that one pager out to you probably tomorrow. It's mostly done with the mood and the tone, and it's I'm getting excited.
Oh,
yes.
Awesome. Hey, let's give away this prize.
Hell,
what do you say?
Yeah.
All right, folks, if you're not entered by now, !drawing, we're going to close it out. We're closing it out. Ashley, would you be so kind as to give us a 5-second countdown for the drawing tonight?
Will do.
5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, go.
Oh, Michael, you won.
Hey,
wait a minute. You have this already, don't you?
I do have this.
Okay,
so please,
we
let's
should
get it
give
for
this to
someone
somebody
else.
else. We're gonna give this to somebody else.
Oh, it's
All right.
coming your way, Vamp. Don't you worry.
Vamp already has it.
I think he already has it.
I'm pretty sure.
He
All
wins
right.
all the time.
Didn't Vamp win the like all of the books?
I don't know. Vamp, did you win the whole enchilada that we gave away? All right, here we go. We're gonna re-roll this. Re-roll this sucker. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Eversalt. There we go.
Eversalt.
Somebody that's
didn't
not us.
Eversalt won
Yeah.
something during the Greyhawk stream. Congratulations,
He
Travis.
needs more things, or they need more things.
Yes,
Whoever they are.
Absolutely. Thanks, Eversalt, for being here. I'll get that
yeah.
out to you. Congratulations.
Okay, well, there's some things that we need to do. Everyone who has watched, I thank you so much from the bottom of my heart that you would either A, hang out and watch this while we're doing it, or B, hang out and watch this at the time of your choosing in the future. Either way means a lot to me and to my fellows. Because while yes, we are playing D&D to play D&D, we are also a little bit playing D&D for everyone to enjoy, because we enjoy it and we like to share, and why not? So thank you so much. It means a lot to us that you want to share these experiences with us, and we enjoy sharing them with you. As Dave has said, please join us next week for Michael's session 0 into the Isle of Fog and Doom whatever it's called. I forgot already.
Isle of Endless Fog.
Endless Fog. Yes, that's right. And then, of course, join us next week for more of this. Join us in a couple of weeks for our Gamehole Con streams, which are sure to be cool and awesome and fun and ideally entertaining and full of a lot of death, especially the first one about aliens, because if you've watched the movie Alien, you a lot of people died in that, and it's going to be a lot of the same. It's going to be great and glorious. Anyway, should we raid somebody before I ramble about some more stuff?
Yes, we should definitely do that.
Who's on?
Raid it forward.
Raid it. Ooh, I like that.
We got Hops and Dragons, 20 sides to every story. What do they got going on?
I've got Feather Fallet.
TTRPG is on, but I think he said it was a rerun, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's one person watching TTRPG Academy right now.
There's not a ton on right now. I'm kind of surprised.
Oh.
I can't tell what's live.
A lot of people are playing video games.
Praetor's Rejects. They're playing D&D, maybe. Some mature audiences. Ooh, Tales from the Yawning Portal. Oh, wait a minute. This is a...
All right, there's nobody to raid. We're going to sign off and go away because I need to go to bed.
Yeah.
Goodbye, everybody. We'll see you next time.
Bye, guys.
Bye.